relationship and swinging is cool. You swing with other people. You have your rules. You always do it together. That's your thing. Is it possible that you could still cheat?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And I was thinking about there's got to be some kind of safeguards in place, correct?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't you think? Well, here was my thought. So,
Explain.
okay. So I've talked with people who are in these types of relationships, and sometimes they meet another couple and they kind of hit it off and they exchange numbers.
Okay.
Okay. But it's not always like a group chat, right?
Well,
It's like maybe the guy exchanges with one of the girls or something like that. So let's say that happens. So the guy gives the number to a girl.
Sure.
Okay. And then they communicate that way, like, hey, you guys want to meet up, whatever.
Sure.
Everything's on the up and up. My thought was it would be very easy
for them to hook up.
For them to just, hey, are you free? Because my husband's out of town. What about your wife? Let's meet up, just the two of us. Sure. So my thought was, if you're in this type of relationship, I think openness would probably be the key, wouldn't you think?
Well, I would think so, because I do think that you can, just because you're in a swinging relationship doesn't mean you can't cheat. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you can. Just any time that you break the rules, you know how you have rules set up of,
whatever they are.
You know,
it's different for every couple.
Yeah, and no, let's just say it's no butt sex.
No butt sex.
And then you have butt sex. Well, that's cheating right there.
That is cheating.
And then the fact that you're actually communicating with this person one-on-one and the other people don't know about it. Oh, hells yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah, well, I have a friend, and she was telling me that they have a rule that whenever you receive a message or you hear from, a couple or an individual or whatever, someone that you've been with before or someone who wants to hook up, that you share that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep it in the up and up.
And before you respond, you say, hey, I heard from X. And X wanted to know this. That's a weird name, X. I don't know. I heard from Susie Weinbar.
Oh, I heard from Susie Weinbar. Yeah.
Yeah. And they wanted, or he sent me or she sent me a kissy face or something like that. Okay. How should I respond instead of just responding right away?
That makes sense.
It's a joint type thing.
You see,
what do you think of that?
I think it's a good idea because obviously swinging is a team event. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do it as a couple, and if you just do it by yourself, then you're just kind of having fun by yourself. And we would call that cheating.
Now, I don't know if it's easy for you to do, but if you can put yourself into this relationship. Okay. So let's say we're swingers. Okay. And we meet up with a couple. And the guy.
Is she hot?
Well, Susie Weinbar.
Oh, she must be hot. Oh, well, I didn't say she's a whore. I said, is she hot?
Well, you kind of want her to be a whore if you're hooking up with her.
Well, yeah, but I also want it to be hot.
Oh, okay.
She's not just hot. A whore. I mean, a whore and hot mean completely different things. Okay.
You're not taking a grenade on this.
Okay. Right? So I'm coming out ahead.
Yeah, the guy and I exchanged numbers. Okay. So would you want to know every time the guy texted?
I would think so, yeah.
And would you be upset if I just had this conversation with him and then showed you later? Would you want to be included sooner? Or what kind of advice would you give?
Okay, so we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And then the example that you asked is the two of us.
Yeah.
So if, let's just say you got a message and we're at work, I think it would be proper for you to say, oh, hey, we got a message from Susie and Brian. Mm-hmm. And they want to get together this weekend. Is that cool? I'd be like, oh, yeah, say something. I think it's cool that you do that. Okay. I understand, I know that you go to court. You go to court every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Not all the time, but, tomorrow you're going to be in court.
Yeah.
So let's just say tomorrow you were to get a message from Susie and Brian that says, hey, we want to get together this weekend. I at that point, I think it's okay to say, oh, yeah, well, that'd be fun.
Okay.
And then tell me when you come back.
What about flirting? Text flirting.
Like what?
I don't know.
Explain. Give me an example.
Hey, I think you're really hot. I'd love to see some pics. Oh, okay. And then send them.
Oh, that's a little flirty.
So that's crossing the line unless you discuss it?
That may be crossing the line unless you have priorly discussed that kind of thing.
Or, hey, I got this text from what was the name? Brian?
Brian.
I got this text from Brian, and he would like a sexy pic.
Okay. He wants to see my boobs.
Yeah. Then you'd want to okay that first.
Right. I think you have to clear that. Yeah.
Okay. So when we were talking about, because we've talked before about if you're in a swinging relationship, you should have clear-cut rules.
Right.
This is one of the things you should talk about.
Right.
Communication with other couples or other individuals, how far you can go with that communication, whether or not sexting is considered cheating, whether or not you need to discuss that first. Whether or not you need to be on the same page with that. I think all of that's really important. I don't think, I've done a lot of research. I don't think a lot of people talk about communicating. Right. I think a lot of people talk about the act and when you're together, but communication outside of, the swinger club you go to or the house party or the date that you go on, that communication can be a form of cheating, I think, in a lot of people's minds. And I don't think it's something people discuss.
That's true. And you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, how about you? Let's just say the shoe was on the other foot. Mm-hmm. Let's just say I exchanged numbers with Susie. So now she's the one sending me a text saying, "Ooh, you were hot last night. Mm-hmm. Send me let's hook up this weekend, or send me a dick pic or something like that."
Yeah.
And you're in court, so I didn't tell you, and I just took a picture of the captain and I sent it over.
I think I would want to know that first. I think I would feel a little slighted. Here's the thing. If you told me after the fact, like, hey, she texted me, she wanted a picture of it, and I sent one over, I'd be like, well, that was weird. You didn't ask me, but at least you told me about it.
No, well, yeah.
But if I happen to see some boobs come up on your phone when we're sitting on the couch, I'd be like, what the hell?
That's different. No, I'm
definitely tell.
I'm saying, you have to tell. Whether it's before or after.
Full disclosure.
You have to tell.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to tell.
Unless you're in more of an open relationship where you have hey, I don't want to know, or you don't have to tell.
Listener Terry said, please send me a picture of the captain.